And now we have audio. Yay! Anyway, please bear with me as I am in a hotel right now, and that can lead to things being a little bit jerky. But yeah, I'm here in Las Vegas for Defcon 27 and have obtained my badge, which is very exciting. This is the human badge, so it's this white color. And I've been looking through what people have been saying on Twitter. I've messed around a little bit with it with my friends, and you're going to see the results of that right now. So, as this person mentions, Wiki, on Twitter, there's all these different colors of them. So the red one at the top is for goons, which are security. The black one is for people who have won a Defcon CTF, a Capture the Flag competition. The white ones are us regular humans. The green one is a press badge that I didn't go for, but those people tend to get swamped because these interact with each other in some really cool ways. And if you get them all sort of if you get your badge to communicate with a bunch of the other ones in certain ways, then you may unlock features and actions on the badge itself. All kinds of cool stuff going on here. I've dug up a few cool posts by different people who have sat around looking at this thing very intensively and coming up with some ideas as to what might be going on with it and what might not be going on with it. For example, figuring out the JTAG connector, and of course they've marked the piezo buzzer as well. This year's badge is designed by Joe Grand, our friend, who also created the Optic Spy device, and we've featured this a little bit on the channel already. But he also happens to be one of the main designers, the original designer, and one of the main continuing designers of the electronic badges of Defcon. Super cool. And a really nice guy. Anyway, so all kinds of notes on this. You can find the LED driver, the piezo buzzer, which features very quietly in this video that I took of a couple of them interacting. And also you've got these surface mount LEDs that sort of shine through the board. Let me make sure I've got that framed. Yeah, here. And hopefully it'll actually focus. And yeah, there's little holes in the board, and then these LEDs are soldered over the holes facing through it, so that they shine through this beautiful crystal diffuser. This actually reminds me of Archimedes' new eyes, which use moonstones to diffuse LEDs. It seems to be a kind of like quartz type crystal. I'm going to get that wrong, but it actually does seem to be stone. Some people are saying that they think it's resin, but like judging by the way that the edges are worn and cracked, and also the way that it feels against my teeth, like it feels sort of cold and very hard, like not like a plastic. I think it's actually made of stone. That has nothing to do with the hardware workings of the badge, but I just think it's kind of cool. It comes with this lanyard. There's a couple of metal bridges that you thread the lanyard through in order to wear it, and that frees up this little clip, which is where you can attach all of your other Badge Life badges. Then you can just like pull it out like this. And we'll take a look at the bottom as well. You've got your coin cell battery that it comes with, and these metal lanyard holders. There's the piezo, the LED driver, LEDs and things, an inductor coil, and there's also a number of small symbols, including what looks vaguely like a little tape reel or something. Oh no, it's a phone. Duh, it's a phone little rotary dial. And then there's a floppy disk and a key hole. Someone else has taken apart the front of the badge, but oh yeah. But before we move on to that, check it out. Yeah, they've messed around with this JTAG connector to get it to connect to the badge. And you can check out this GitHub page for more info there. Mike here says that you don't need to remove the battery on your badge unless you know what you're doing. Trying to pull the battery might end up in a broken badge, and has thoughtfully posted a picture of what the underside of it looks like. And underneath the battery, it's just Joe's logo for Grand Idea Studio. Yeah. Then someone else has posted a picture of what's underneath the quartz or whatever type of rock this is on the front of the badge. It gives it a very nice heft, by the way. It's just really nice and solid. Oh, very pleasing. Um, and here you have a number. So in the center there's the Defcon symbol, and then you've got the floppy disk, the rotary dial, the keyhole, and then that appears to be all there are. Just sort of like, so there's the keyholes are across from each other. The rotary dial and the floppy disk are kind of like adjacent to each keyhole. So one keyhole is adjacent to 2 of the rotary dials, and one is adjacent to 2 of the floppy disks. And it appears that pattern repeats. I got up at 6 a.m. so that Alvaro and I could drive out here. Alvaro Prieto, the co-host of Unnamed RE podcast. He did all the driving. I paid for the gas. It worked out. But yeah, oh, you can just go to unnamedre.com. Reverse engineering podcast that features many of our awesome friends. And yeah. So anyway, that's why I'm yawning. So if you have one of the badges, you don't have to pry the crystal off yourself. Leave it on there. It's gorgeous, and you can already look up this photo, which was posted by Yolan Rumailer, or however you say that. That also might just be an anime character. Anyway, I've got the link in the description of this video, so you can go give them likes and stuff yourself. Someone else, Dave, has popped a shell, aka gotten access to a command prompt on the badge, which is pretty sweet. Using another tool from Joe Grand, actually, the Parallax JTagulator. I guess it's a collaboration with Parallax, which is like a robotics company, and this is a JTag programmer. And look at that. You get some really nicely laid out feedback. Initializing flash memory, memory size, sector size, etc. And that was posted by Dave. And then also, Pyotr, our friend, mentioned testing out the Black Magic probe, which is another way of interfacing with the badge. Serial and SWD work nicely, just connect and go, and then you get that same command prompt as seen before. Very cool. A little bit further on the interaction here. This is not the first time we've covered Defcon badges. Last year I came and covered a bunch of like last year's human badge. You know what? These might be the same video actually. Oh yeah. Oh no, they're slightly different. There's a Defcon badge roundup where I talked about all the SAOs, the shitty add-ons and stuff that we got last year. And then also I had done just a cover of Defcon badge life in general. And then also specifically the Mr. Robot badge by Brian Benchoff, and a couple of add-ons, including one by, actually that one might be by Twinkle Twinkie, but it was made by Osh Park, who are very involved in this. If you want to keep up with the badge-related happenings at DEF CON, just search on Twitter for hashtag DEFCON27 and badge, and that will pull up, not just this badge and its other colors, but also a number of other badges, such as for QueerCon, for the other cons and things. This this little robot badge with a cryptex on it, and a number of other, which is true. We've got lanyards here, or floppies here, and oh, mine only has floppies. Interesting. This other person's has a keyhole, and so does that person's. And this person's has the rotary dial phone. Anyway, weekend. But yeah, tons of cool badges on here, not just the official ones. RGB, and that's pretty sweet. But they only look like they have 2 contacts. So maybe they're like Neopic or RGBW. Neat. That appears to be by wiring to the Defcon letters on here. I've also seen people talking about, oh wait, oh no, that's just the lanyard connector. Although I have seen people talking about connecting something to these lanyard holder post things. Anyway, so much stuff to look at. Here's a little snowball from Family Guy. No, Rick and Morty. Ugh, you can tell I'm sleepy. But yeah, check out Joe Grand's other awesome work at grandideastudio.com. Also, I went to a meetup with my friends for Darknet Diaries, which also is a great podcast about security and hacking. It's fascinating. It's completely fascinating. And 2 episodes ago was one about PPP, a CTF team, CTF being Capture the Flag competitions, who have won 4 times. And it's a really fascinating interview, as well as a story about how the host, Jack Resider, did almost sort of kind of won a black badge as well, which gets you lifetime admission to Defcon if you get it. And it's a really fascinating listen. And if you're into this culture, you should totally give it a listen because it's, oh, so cool. We listened to it in the car on the way up here. And it was really fun, but it was long. And now I'm going to go to sleep and wake up and hack on. And you should do the same. Catch you tomorrow.